Travis Hunter's marriage crisis just went from shocking to downright insane. What started as whispers of small arguments behind closed doors has now exploded into a full-blown spectacle, leaving fans stunned, family members divided, and Travis himself caught in the middle of chaos no one saw coming. Sources close to the couple claim that what was once a fairy tale romance has spiraled into a nightmare filled with accusations, late-night confrontations, and secrets that could shatter everything. Imagine this. Travis, the rising star admired for his talent and charm, standing in the middle of his living room while his wife hurls accusations that leave the entire house shaking with tension. Voices raised, tears flowing, and shocking words exchanged, words that can't be taken back. And just when it seemed things couldn't possibly get worse, new revelations hit the public, sending social media into a frenzy and sparking debates about what really went down. Fans are calling it one of the most dramatic celebrity relationship meltdowns of the year. Every moment feels like a scene ripped straight from a reality show, except this time, it's Travis Hunter's real life on display. And the drama is just getting started. The story of Travis Hunter's marriage crisis begins like something out of a slow-burning drama, the kind that looks picture-perfect on the surface but hides cracks underneath. For months, fans had believed that Travis and his wife were the perfect couple, the kind of love story that inspired admiration and even envy. They shared adorable moments online, matching outfits, playful banter, and carefully curated family posts that made it seem as though everything was flawless. But behind those polished photos, insiders say a storm had already been brewing. It all started with small disagreements. Friends close to the couple recalled how Travis' wife often complained that his focus was always on football and his growing fame rather than on their marriage. One friend described a scene that played out at a family gathering where she whispered, under her breath, "He only cares about the fans, not about me anymore." While it seemed like just a frustrated comment in the moment, it hinted at deeper resentment. As the weeks passed, those frustrations reportedly grew louder. Late-night arguments became routine, and the couple's inner circle noticed that Travis' wife was no longer attending his games with the same enthusiasm. One insider said she used to be his #1 cheerleader, but lately she would sit there with her arms crossed, barely clapping when he scored. Everyone noticed. The breaking point came when rumors began spreading that Travis had been seen leaving an upscale restaurant with a woman who was not his wife. While there was no concrete evidence of anything inappropriate, the optics alone were enough to fuel speculation. Fans spotted the photo online, and within hours, social media was ablaze. Comments poured in, some defending Travis, others accusing him of betrayal. His wife confronted him about the photo and what sources described as a fiery showdown at their home. Allegedly, she demanded to know who the woman was and why Travis had kept the dinner a secret. Travis, trying to stay calm, reportedly told her it was just a business meeting, nothing more. But his wife wasn't convinced. She shouted back, "You always say that, but I'm not blind. The world sees it too." Neighbors even claimed they could hear the argument from outside, with voices raised so high it sounded like the walls were shaking. One neighbor said it was like watching a reality TV scene play out, except it was happening in real life. You could feel the tension in the air. The aftermath of that fight left the household in turmoil. Travis spent the night at a teammate's house while his wife stayed home, venting her frustrations to her family. By the next morning, the story had already leaked online and fans were torn. Some sided with Travis, insisting he was innocent and just misunderstood. Others accused him of neglecting his marriage, saying fame had gotten to his head. What made the situation worse was that Travis' wife decided to go public with a cryptic post on her social media. She uploaded a black and white picture of herself looking away from the camera, with the caption, "Sometimes the person you love the most is the one who hurts you the deepest." Fans immediately connected the dots, flooding the comments with questions, theories, and endless speculation. Within minutes, the post went viral, and the narrative shifted from private conflict to public spectacle. Travis tried to control the damage by posting a simple story that read, "People love to create drama, don't believe everything you see." But instead of calming the storm, his words only added fuel to the fire. Many fans interpreted his message as dismissive, accusing him of gaslighting his wife and trying to downplay her feelings. Behind closed doors, the situation escalated even further. Family members began taking sides. with Travis' parents reportedly urging him to focus on saving the marriage, while his wife's family pushed her to reconsider whether the relationship was worth the emotional toll. One relative allegedly told her, "You don't deserve to be second place to his career or his fans. You deserve someone who chooses you every single time." The couple's closest friends described the atmosphere as unbearable. One of them shared, "When we were all together, you could cut the tension with a knife. They'd sit on opposite sides of the room, barely speaking, and when they did, it was only to argue about something small that always turned into something big." The most dramatic moment of part one of this saga came during another heated confrontation, where Travis' wife reportedly accused him of betraying their vows. She allegedly shouted, "You promised me forever, but all I see is you chasing fame, while I'm left behind." To which Travis, visibly frustrated, replied, "I'm doing this for us, for our future. Why can't you understand that?" Those words, meant to reassure her, only deepened the divide. To her, it sounded like an excuse, another justification for neglect. To him, it was the truth. His career was his way of securing stability for their family. But the emotional gap between them was growing wider by the day, and neither seemed able to bridge a dot as fans continued to speculate and gossip spread across blogs. The couple's image of perfection crumbled. What was once a golden love story had turned into a public drama unfolding in real time. Whispers of betrayal, accusations of neglect, and the shadow of fame hung over their marriage like a storm cloud ready to burst, just when everyone thought the story had reached its peak. New information surfaced that promised to make the crisis spiral even further out of control. New information surfaced that promised to make the crisis spiral even further out of control. Insiders claimed that Travis' wife had been keeping a secret of her own, one that she never expected to come out in the middle of this storm. While she accused Travis of betrayal and neglect, whispers started spreading that she had reconnected with an old flame from her past, someone she used to date before marrying Travis. According to people close to the situation, this old flame had recently been seen liking her posts, leaving subtle comments that only longtime friends would notice. At first, fans brushed it off as harmless, but once the marriage drama hit the internet, those same comments began to look suspicious. Screenshots started circulating online showing flirty emojis and inside jokes, sparking endless debate. Was Travis' wife seeking attention outside the marriage? Or was she simply leaning on someone who once knew her well during a time of emotional struggle? When Travis found out about this, sources say he was furious. One friend described the scene. He stormed into the living room, slammed his phone on the table, and said, "So I'm the bad guy, but you're entertaining this?" "Really?" His wife allegedly fired back, "Don't twist this on me, Travis. At least he listens when I talk. You're never here. You only care about your career and your fans." The fight escalated to the point where both sides were throwing accusations like daggers. Travis insisted there was nothing romantic about the woman he was seen with at dinner, but his wife countered by pointing out that his actions still embarrassed her publicly. In return, Travis brought up the emotional bond she seemed to be forming online with her ex, calling it a betrayal no different than cheating. Friends who were present during one of these explosive arguments said emotions ran so high that tears and shouting echoed throughout the entire house. "It wasn't just anger," one witness said, "it was pain. You could see how much they loved each other, but the hurt was stronger than the love in that moment." While their private world unraveled, fans on social media were dissecting every move. Hashtags about their marriage trended for days, with one side defending Travis and accusing his wife of playing the victim, while others said he had brought this on himself by choosing fame over love. The couple's every word, every post became a headline. Things took an even wilder turn when a supposed text message leak appeared online. Screenshots circulated claiming to show Travis venting to a teammate, saying things like, "I can't do this anymore. She doesn't understand what I'm fighting." For though the authenticity of the text was never confirmed, the internet treated them like gospel truth. His wife, feeling betrayed by the leaks, allegedly accused him of allowing his inner circle to spread their personal business. Family members stepped in again, this time more aggressively. Travis' mother was said to have pleaded with him to put his pride aside and fight for the marriage, while his wife's sister reportedly told her, "You need to decide if this is worth breaking yourself over. Love shouldn't feel like this every single day." The couple tried to salvage some sense of normalcy by attending a family dinner together, but that attempt ended in disaster. Witnesses claimed the dinner started calmly but erupted into a scene when Travis' wife made a sarcastic remark about him always checking his phone. Travis snapped back loudly, saying, "Maybe if you supported me instead of doubting me, I wouldn't have to escape into my phone." The room reportedly fell silent, with family members exchanging uncomfortable glances as the tension boiled over. The fallout from that night left the family even more divided. His side insisted that his wife needed to understand the sacrifices that come with fame and success, while her side argued that Travis had lost touch with what truly mattered, his marriage. Meanwhile, fans online began speculating whether divorce was on the horizon. Gossip blogs ran headlines suggesting that lawyers had already been contacted, though no official confirmation ever came. Still, the rumors alone were enough to keep the public glued to every update. In the midst of all this chaos, Travis tried to pour his energy back into football, but even his performance on the field started to reflect the weight of his personal struggles. Reporters noticed his frustration, his shorter temper during interviews, and his lack of focus during practice. One journalist wrote, "It's clear that Travis isn't just battling opponents on the field, he's battling demons at home too." His wife, on the other hand, began posting more frequently online, sharing cryptic messages about self-worth, heartbreak, and resilience. One particularly viral post read, "Sometimes you have to lose everything to find yourself." Fans debated whether it was a signal that she was preparing to walk away, or simply a cry for help amid the storm. Just when it seemed the drama had hit its boiling point, another twist emerged that left both families reeling. Reports surfaced that Travis' wife had discovered something shocking on his laptop, an unsent draft of a letter he had written months earlier, detailing his doubts about their future together. According to insiders, the letter read like a man torn between two worlds, the career he had always dreamed of and the marriage he feared he was failing. When confronted, Travis admitted he had written the letter during a dark moment, but insisted he never meant to act on it. He told her, "I was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to handle everything. But I never wanted to leave you." She, however, saw it as proof that his heart hadn't been fully in their marriage for a long time. This revelation broke whatever fragile trust they had left. She reportedly packed a bag and left the house for several days, staying with her family while Travis remained alone, grappling with the collapse of everything he had built with her. The media frenzy exploded again, with paparazzi capturing photos of her leaving the house late at night with suitcases, while Travis was spotted looking distraught at practice the next morning. Headlines screamed about a possible separation. Fans debated whether reconciliation was even possible. And the couple's love story that once inspired millions had now become a public spectacle of heartbreak. And yet, despite the chaos, sources close to the couple insisted that neither had fully given up. There were still late-night phone calls, quiet attempts at reconciliation, and lingering feelings that kept them tethered together. But with every new revelation and every public rumor, their marriage crisis seemed less like a private battle, and more like a drama that the entire world was watching. And as if all of this wasn't already enough, the story was about to take an even more shocking turn, one that no fan, no family member, and perhaps not even Travis himself could have predicted. The shocking turn that no one predicted came late one night when an anonymous source leaked a video clip that sent the internet into meltdown. The clip, just under 30 seconds, showed what appeared to be Travis in a heated argument with his wife outside of a hotel lobby. The audio was grainy, but clear enough to make out fragments of their voices. Travis could be heard saying, "Why? Are you doing this here in public?" While his wife shouted back, "Because I'm done hiding how you treat me." Within hours, the video spread across every platform. Fans dissected every frame, blogs ran sensational headlines, and sports commentators even weighed in on the growing drama. Suddenly, what had once been whispers of private conflict was now a viral spectacle with millions of views. Travis' team scrambled to do damage control, insisting that the video was taken out of context. A spokesperson released a statement claiming, "Couples argue, but Travis and his wife are working through their issues in private." But the damage was done. Fans weren't convinced, and the clip only deepened the narrative that their marriage was crumbling beyond repair. To make matters worse, his wife broke her silence with a cryptic live stream just days after the video leak. Her eyes read from Crying, she spoke softly but firmly to her followers. You can't keep pretending everything's perfect when it's not. Love isn't supposed to feel like this. Though she never mentioned Travis by name, everyone knew who she was talking about. Her words were replayed endlessly online, with fans analyzing every pause, every tear, as if searching for clues about the true state of their marriage. The livestream caused shockwaves, not just among fans, but within their families. Travis? Parents reportedly felt humiliated by the public airing of grievances, while her family expressed relief that she was finally speaking her truth. One insider revealed her sister said she's proud of her for finally putting herself first, even if it means the world sees their dirty laundry. Behind closed doors, the arguments only intensified. Travis felt betrayed that his wife would go live instead of talking to him directly. Why would you let strangers into our marriage? He allegedly yelled during another fight. She fired back because you don't listen. Maybe if I scream loud enough for the world, you'll finally hear me. Emotions ran higher than ever. Both of them were exhausted, drained, and yet still unable to walk away. Every conversation seemed to circle back to the same points: her need for emotional presence, his defense of his career obligations, and the growing resentment that neither side could bury. Then came another twist that flipped the entire narrative. Upside down. Tabloids published photos of Travis' wife entering a late-night lounge with the same old flame who had been commenting on her posts. The photos showed them laughing together, leaning in close, sparking an online frenzy. Immediately, fans accused her of hypocrisy, pointing out that she had spent weeks calling Travis unfaithful while possibly entertaining someone else herself. Travis, upon seeing the photos, was reportedly livid. Insiders say he confronted her the very next morning, slamming the pictures down on the kitchen table. "So this is what loyalty looks like to you?" he asked, his voice shaking with anger. She defended herself, saying, "I needed someone to talk to, someone who actually makes me feel heard. I didn't cross any lines." Travis wasn't convinced, replying, "You crossed the line the moment you let him back into your life." The fight was described as one of their worst yet, with accusations flying and no resolution in sight. For Travis, it felt like betrayal. For his wife, it felt like survival. Both were trapped in a cycle of pain, unable to let go but equally unable to repair the trust that had been shattered. As the public devoured every update, their closest friends grew increasingly concerned. One mutual friend confided, "They're destroying each other." It's like watching two people who still love each other but can't stop bleeding from the wounds they've inflicted. The pressure of the constant spotlight pushed Travis to his breaking point. After a particularly bad game where his performance was criticized heavily, he was caught on camera snapping at reporters who asked about his personal life. "My marriage isn't your business," he barked before storming out of the press conference. The clip went viral, painting him as defensive and unstable. Meanwhile, his wife's social media activity only fueled speculation further. She began posting glamorous selfies, captions about new beginnings, and even hinted at projects that didn't involve Travis. Fans wondered if she was preparing to build her own brand, independent of his name. The division among fans grew sharper than ever. One side labeled her as manipulative, accusing her of playing the victim while secretly seeking attention from her ex. The other side blasted Travis for prioritizing his career and neglecting his marriage, painting her as the one who had endured years of loneliness. The internet became a battlefield of opinions, hashtags trending daily as both camps fought to defend their favorite. Just when it seemed like the story couldn't get more explosive, another leak shook everything to its core. A private voicemail allegedly left by Travis on his wife's phone made its way online. In the voicemail, his voice was raw, almost broken. "I don't know how to fix this. I'm losing you and I hate myself for it. But I can't give up. Not yet." The vulnerability in his tone stunned fans, painting a picture of a man desperately clinging to a love that was slipping away. The voicemail reignited sympathy for Travis, but also deepened the tragedy of the situation. It was clear that despite the betrayals, the anger, and the public spectacle, there was still deep love between them. Fans flooded timelines with comments like, "This is the saddest love story of the year and they're destroying each other but can't let go." Families on both sides reached their breaking point. Sources claimed that her family urged her to separate completely for her own well-being. while Travis' family begged him to fight harder to prove his commitment. The couple stood at a crossroads with both paths leading to heartbreak and different forms. The marriage crisis that had started as whispers had now become a global soap opera, every moment magnified and dissected. And just as people thought the dust might settle, whispers began to circulate that an even bigger revelation was looming, something so massive it could either bring them back together in shock or tear them apart forever. The bigger revelation that everyone had been whispering about finally came crashing into the spotlight, and it was more shocking than anyone expected. According to insiders, Travis' wife discovered something that changed the entire narrative: a series of emails exchanged between Travis and a close female colleague. While the messages weren't explicitly romantic, they carried an intimacy that went far beyond business. Phrases like, "You're the only one I can really talk to, and I don't know what I'd do without you," painted a picture of an emotional bond that could easily be mistaken for something more. When his wife confronted him with the printed emails, the fight that followed was described as volcanic. She held the papers in her hands, tears streaming down her face, shouting, "So it wasn't just dinner, it wasn't just the letter, you've been building a whole other life behind my back." Travis tried to explain, insisting that the woman was simply a confidant, someone he leaned on when the pressure of fame became too much. "She listened when I couldn't talk to anyone else," he pleaded. To his wife, it was betrayal all over again. "You could have talked to me," she snapped. "I was right here, begging for you to see me." The confrontation ended with her storming out of the house once again, this time with her mind seemingly made up. Friends claimed she told them she was done being second to his career and his secrets. News of the emails quickly leaked, turning the public conversation into chaos. Fans who had sympathized with Travis after the voicemail now turned on him, accusing him of emotional cheating. Hashtags condemning him trended, while his wife's followers rallied around her with messages of support and empowerment. It seemed the entire internet had chosen sides, and the weight of judgment was crushing. But the saga didn't stop there. In an unexpected twist, Travis himself decided to go live on social media, something he had avoided throughout the crisis. Looking exhausted and visibly emotional, he addressed the rumors directly. "I've made mistakes," he admitted. "I should have communicated better. I should have been more present. But I never stopped loving my wife, and I never will. Whatever happens next, I want people to know that." The live stream was raw and unpolished, a rare moment of vulnerability that reignited sympathy from some fans. Still, others criticized him for only speaking out once the evidence was undeniable. Where was this honesty months ago? One fan commented that his wife, meanwhile, remained silent, refusing to respond publicly to the live stream. Insiders suggested she was weighing her options, torn between the love she still clearly felt for Travis and the pain of repeated disappointments. One friend confided, "She loves him, but love alone isn't enough anymore. She's tired of feeling invisible." The emotional stakes reached a breaking point during a family meeting organized by both sides in an attempt to mediate. According to sources, the gathering quickly devolved into chaos. Travis' mother begged his wife to reconsider, saying, "Don't throw away everything you've built together." But her father countered sharply, "Why should she stay when he's shown her time and time again that she doesn't matter?" Travis reportedly broke down in tears during the meeting, pleading with his wife directly. "Please, don't give up on us. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this." She, however, remained stone-faced, responding only with, "You should have thought about that before the emails, before the lies." Friends described the moment as heartbreaking. He was on his knees, literally begging, and she just looked broken, not angry, not yelling anymore, just tired. Like she had nothing left to give. As the night ended, no resolution was reached. She left with her family, while Travis stayed behind with his, devastated and unsure of what the future held. The meeting only deepened the sense that their marriage was hanging by the thinnest of threads. Meanwhile, the media frenzy surrounding the crisis reached new heights. Entertainment outlets ran hour-by-hour coverage, with commentators debating whether the couple could ever recover from such public and private wounds. Fans flooded social platforms with speculation, creating edits of their happier moments juxtaposed against the current drama, turning their love story into a tragic spectacle. But then, just as the public prepared for an inevitable divorce announcement, another unexpected twist shook the narrative. Insiders leaked that Travis' wife had discovered she was pregnant. The news sent shockwaves through both families and across social media. Suddenly, the crisis wasn't just about them anymore. It was about the future of a child caught in the middle of the storm. The pregnancy news changed everything. For Travis, it reignited his determination to fight for their marriage. "This is our chance," he reportedly told her. "Our chance to start fresh, to rebuild for our baby." But for his wife, the revelation only complicated her feelings. "Further, I don't want to raise a child in a broken home," she confided to friends. "But I also don't want to stay in a marriage that breaks me." The families, once bitterly divided, came together with a single plea: to prioritize the unborn child above all else. Both sides urged the couple to seek counseling, to try one last time to repair what had been shattered. Fans, too, were left reeling. Social media exploded with mixed reactions, some expressing hope that the pregnancy would bring them closer, others arguing that a baby couldn't fix a marriage already drowning in mistrust. The couple's every move was now under more scrutiny than ever, as the world waited to see whether the news would heal or destroy them. Behind closed doors, Travis and his wife began attending counseling sessions. Those sources say the progress was slow and painful. Old wounds resurfaced, trust remained fragile, and every conversation was heavy with the weight of their shared history. Still, for the first time in months, there was a glimmer of hope. The pregnancy forced them to confront the reality of their situation, two people bound by love, pain, and now the responsibility of a new life. Whether they could overcome the betrayals and rebuild what was broken remained uncertain. But one thing was clear: the story of Travis Hunter's marriage crisis had gone from shocking to downright insane, and the ending was still unwritten. And so here we are, standing at the edge of one of the most chaotic, heartbreaking, and shocking love stories the world has ever seen. Travis Hunter's marriage crisis went from whispers in the shadows to a full-blown spectacle that had everyone talking. From late-night arguments and explosive accusations, to leaked videos, emotional voicemails, and the revelation of a pregnancy. This saga has been nothing short of a roller coaster. Fans are left divided. Families are torn apart, and the future of Travis and his wife hangs in the balance. Will the arrival of their baby bring healing, forcing them to rebuild and rediscover the love that once held them together? Or will it add even more pressure, pushing them further apart until the final break can't be avoided? Right now, nobody knows for sure, but one thing is certain: this story is far from over. Every new post, every rumor, every small update feels like another chapter in a reality show that refuses to end. And you, the fans, are right in the middle of it, watching it all unfold in real time. So now we turn to you. What do you think will happen next? Do you believe Travis and his wife can find their way back to each other, or is this marriage already beyond saving? Should they fight for love or walk away for the sake of peace? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear every opinion, every theory. Don't forget to like this video if you've been shocked by the twists, and make sure to subscribe because, trust me, this story is still unraveling and you won't want to miss what happens next. The Travis Hunter marriage saga continues, and the drama is only getting crazier.